Well, I think I'm going to start now. So welcome to you all. I'm just so delighted and honoured that you have joined me for this energy healing session, this group session online. It's the 8th one. Can you believe it? My goodness me, how these weeks have flown by. So get comfortable and just take a nice few calming breaths at the right kind of pace and speed and depth for you while I just tune in and settle into the session. So earlier on, I felt that the theme for today would be going with the flow and feeling calm. So my intention is, for those of you who are here with me live, and also for those of you catching up, that you will experience at least one positive benefit from the session, maybe more. So just focusing in on the breath. And take your attention to wherever you're making contact with, so I'm standing here, so my attention is being drawn to the soles of my feet. If you're sitting, your sitting bones, your back, maybe the backs of your legs, your feet, if you're lying, the points of contact on the floor, or on wherever you're lying, and just become aware of that contact and that support. And have that consciousness of feeling totally supported, deeply supported. And just allowing every cell in your body just to go, ah. Now my attention is being taken to the energy flow up the very center of the body. A sort of a sense of a spiraling up and down the body through the core of the abdomen, really. And it seems it's as though it's connected with the flow of the breath. So there's an awareness, a focus of the gentle rise and fall of this awareness. And we have a consciousness of grounding. Now, when I talk about grounding in my sessions, for those of you who aren't familiar with my sessions, we create an excess of positive charge in the body. So when we walk around outside with bare feet, the ground releases negative charge. So when we make contact with the ground, we are neutralizing the positive charge in our bodies. And so that is the concept that I'm bringing in when I talk about grounding. And it's also that sense of everything just feeling like it's in the right place and balanced, centered. I have a I have a sound coming into the session. This can happen sometimes, and I can't possibly replicate it. So I'm just, it's quite a high-pitched sound of one tone. It's as though it's a sung tone, but I don't think I could reproduce it, so I won't damage your ears in my attempts. However, the energy, the vibrational essence of that sound is coming into the session. And, everything is resonating and vibrating in the body. So sound is clearly a vibrational aspect. And so that is coming in to synchronize and balance on many levels. Our bodies resonate, as do the energies of our bodies and our, beyond our bodies. So it's quite a high pitch, my sense is that it's coming in to raise your vibrations. And with that comes a lifting of your, let's call it your happiness score, your sense of where you are on a happiness. Say you had to mark yourself from 0 to 10 or whatever. This vibrational resonance, the potential is there to lift you from where you were. So this is working with the heart field. My focus here is the center of the chest. Okay. I'm sorry you lost connection, Jane. I'm glad to see you're back. That's wonderful. So the focus is being drawn back to the breath, but to this general sense throughout the body of lifting, of lightening. Lightening your sense of your own weight, lightening your sense of the weight of your worries, of the weight of the world. So there's just this general sense of lightening and lifting. And it can apply on many, many levels. Even if you're sitting, it could involve you feeling a little taller. There is a sense to me of an elongation in the spine. You know how sometimes when you wake up and get into the car first thing in those days when we got into the car first thing in the morning, sometimes you'd have to adjust the mirror because overnight the spine stretches out. So it's that sort of lovely sense of a naturally, easily stretched, elongated sense of a supported but elongated, spacious spine, of space between the vertebrae. And that sense of space is going up into awareness of the head. It's a space between the two sides of the brain. Consciousness of the space in the potential space between the membranes that surround the brain. Space around the cells of the body. So there's this focus on a sense of space. And within that sense of space, almost like a sort of an ebbing and a flowing, a very gentle ebbing and flowing of that sense of space. Again, it could be connected to the breath, perhaps, in your sense of it. I'm aware of the throat chakra up. So the chakras are these energy centers in the body. And the throat can often represent a split between your sort of higher and lower self. So you've got this conscious connection to your higher self with the focus coming in on your throat chakra, which is located at the base of the neck. And again, it is really hooking into this sense of lifting and lightness that seems to be threading its way through the session. So there is this sense of allowing things that may have been weighing you down or worrying you to float away, to lose their weighty impression. So what we're doing here is we're really hooking into the sense of going with the flow that was part of the theme for today's session. And there's a sense of a nice deep breath of expansion and contraction of the breath in quite a full but gentle way. It doesn't feel, there's no sense of being forced. So there is a sense of flow and of gentleness, softness. And yet, when going back to thinking about that sense of the elongated spine, there is this sense of support and steadiness coming in as well. So it's a combination. It's a balance. Okay, so now I'd like you to just bring your attention gently to the center of your chest and to imagine that you're at your own pace, breathing in and out of that area in the center of the chest and allowing the breath to expand through your body as it feels natural to you. And then the back of your head and the sacrum is coming up in my awareness. Now we have these pairs of points in the body that help each other out. And the base of the back of the head and the sacrum, they're one of these pairings. And this pairing is coming up with a view to allowing a releasing of tension that is that has been an automatic response by your system to what it's heard and seen from the world around you. So it's to allow the relaxing of that tension, the releasing of that tension. So you may have been aware of tension in the back of the head, down the neck, across the shoulders, across the hips. These are the areas that are being highlighted to me at the moment. Well, there may be other areas in your body. Your knees, your jaw joints. So continue to take your breath and your attention back to the center of the chest with the intention of breathing out tension from anywhere that you may have noticed it, allowing it to release and flow gently down through the body and out through the soles of your feet. If you're sitting, you could also be aware of release through the sitting bones. And if you're lying, it could be through the points of contact between you and the surface you're lying on. And so we're back to that sense of allowing the release, being aware of that release, but also of feeling deeply supported. And that is leading to this connection to your core being, the essence of who you are. And then back to your breath and focus on that. Just a gentle observation of it, nothing more. We've got the arm coming in to synchronize the session with you as well. Again, another resonating combination of sounds. And I feel like I want to encourage you to take now a deep breath in and to really it out in your own time. And if you feel like doing more of those, one or two more, just go ahead and do what feels right. And now we've got a permission coming into the session. And the permission is, I give myself permission to easily go with the flow. I give myself permission to easily go with the flow. And that is being followed by, again, this sense of soft releasing down through the center of the body and out. There's a consciousness of being the observer of the story as opposed to right in the story. It's this observer position that allows more of a sense of calm. And we've again got to focus on the throat chakra, which is actually this time coming up with a consciousness of speaking your truth. This is a theme, isn't it, for those of you who've done a few sessions? This has popped up several times. It's an important one, obviously, for us to be reminded of. And there is a sense of being an observer of other people's reactions, should they differ from yours. And that observer state, that sense of being able to watch and observe without becoming embroiled in the story, again is hooking into this sense of spaciousness and calm within you. And there's another permission coming in. I give myself permission to practice becoming the observer. So this is the observer of yourself and others, but it's without judgment. It's a neutral thing, and it just allows that stepping back into a sense of calm. And then again, we've got this sense of connecting with the ground. So this grounding, earthing, centering awareness. Welcome to those of you who've joined since I started. And there's still the sense of connection, of grounding, of a calm, neutral state of being, and a focus on it's almost like the breath is circulating within your system. Maybe imagining it coming up the front of your body on the in-breath and flowing back down the back half of your body with the out-breath. And that circuit seems to be repeating itself. So if that feels nice to you, just you can play with that for a moment. And then again, we're focusing in again on the heart field with a consciousness of calm that is really running right through your core and right down into the point of those points of contact, the soles of your feet, the back of you if you're lying, sitting bones, backs of the legs. This sense of feeling deeply supported. And a gentle sense of flow down through the body as I'm saying this. So this consciousness of allowing yourself just to experience and be with this state that you're in right now for a moment or two. So it's just this sense of circulation of the breath and of calm. So I'm just holding the space while all of this settles. And I think we're coming towards the end now. So maybe consciously take a couple of deeper breaths and wiggle your fingers and toes. Come back into the body. And again, take one nice big breath and again exhale loudly. And that's the end of the session. It's rather a nice energetic end to today's session. So I hope you found that helpful. As you know, my intention is for you to experience at least one benefit from the session, and that applies whether you're here with me live or watching on catch up. And yes, I just want to encourage you, if you feel so inspired, to leave a comment. It helps the algorithms, which then helps other people find these sessions. And do tell other people about them. All the linking details are on my website, which is amandaweller.com, which you can see on the screen. And I'm just really keen for anyone who'd like to join these sessions and to use them to be able to do so. So, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.